Alrighty, I believe we are live. Alrighty. Is everybody ready? Bonjour. Alright, sounds like you guys can hear me. So that's always a good thing. Ready? Set. Go. Alright folks, Pitching Ace 88, we are back. Playing Criminal Case on Facebook. Let's head on to case number 3. Oh, I forgot to get stars on this one. I'll have to do that next time. Ooh, making the cut. Alright, I'll have to update the with the title. Secret Agent Ace, we just received a call from the Chior Fashion House. An apprentice seamstress has just been murdered in the Chior workshop. Assigning you and Officer Mercier to the investigation. Get over there and see what's going on. Avec plaisir. Ace, visiting the Chior atelier is an honor, usually only accorded to the rich and famous. But now we're going to go and see that inside the Chior workshop for ourselves. Allez-o! Oh yeah, there's the cast there. Ooh, we got ×6. Perfect. My absolute favorite. I sure hope we can get multiple stars. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Ooh. Let's get her balls of yarn. Obviously, flower arc, clock, flower arc, clock. This half finished shirt. Magazine, obviously. And then this. Might not have gotten enough, actually. Love it, Pete. Alright. Ooh la la. What happened here, Ace? It's supposed to be the apprentice seamstress. Our caller reported she's been stabbed, and look at that magnificent bridal gown she's wearing. What's the real crime here? That somebody ruined my dress when they stabbed Beatrice. When sugar pills for our paths cross again, please stand to one side. We'll be with you in one moment. Ace, if our victim was a seamstress, she might have been working on that sample garment. Let's recover the name to see who it was for before we question Sugar's lead designer. Let's do it. Alright, I gotta go grab some stars. I'll be right back. Pitching easy. Au revoir. Oh, that's right, Addie. I forgot. I mean, we could try and do it now. How? Yeah, let's try and do a test. Let's try and do a test tomorrow. Let's try and do a test tomorrow. How about that? Yeah, I have a what's it called when you have like the hair going straight? Like maybe it's a faux hawk. Is that what it is? I don't know. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I was talking to the Mrs. person that does her hair does my hair too. I was telling her the last time I was there, I was like, man, I was like, you make my hair so good that when I wake up, I literally don't have to do anything to my hair, and it just looks good when I wake up. It's pretty amazing. As you guys probably well know, I just wake up and come here, you know. Like I just wake up and try and get this started as quickly as possible. So, I mean, 6 weeks in, I have to get another haircut because the hair gets a little crazy. But I swear, for the first like 3 or 4 weeks after she cuts my hair, it looks like this when I wake up. It's fantastic. I think it's technically called a faux hawk. The reason I say that is because I don't have, and I can show you guys the side on this, but kind of, oh, that's why this was there. We go. It's because if you look, this part right here isn't up at all. That's all down. It's really only comes to a spike there. Anywho. That's right, this is making the cut. That is right. Let me go in and make that change. Let me go in and make that change. Alright, so I made that change. So, thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know that. I know I wanted to make the change, but I always forget. I usually get too much into collecting stars. And I know since we have this 6x, I'm going to be trying to get the stars as quickly as possible, so I can leverage that. Oh yeah, I don't even brush my teeth. That's true. Literally roll out of bed, throw on a t-shirt, and hop in here to record. I don't play Criminal Case on mobile. More so because I've already played it, so it would be interesting to go back and play it. I don't have the time. It's not a pincushion, is it? No, it's not a pincushion. There it is up there. It's clicked again. It's unfortunate. Oh no, I'm wearing pants. I sleep in shorts. I just don't sleep in a shirt. I don't like wearing shirts when I sleep. So, and YouTube has the thing about shirts, so like everyone should wear them when they stream. So I gotta put a shirt on. Yeah, definitely do not shave. Not at all. I shaved like around here. I think now I'm actually gonna try and grow out the beard a little bit longer. Because I noticed that if I trim this area around my mouth and then I trim down here, it doesn't annoy me as much. So I might be able to grow my hair out a little bit longer, just for fun. Just trying to figure out a way to grow my hair without it annoying me so much. Because realistically, like right around here on my neck, like when I go like this, it just annoys when it gets too long. But right now it's not too much because this past weekend I really kind of trimmed. But yeah, and no, I don't need anything. I literally, my alarm is set for 3:55 a.m. and I go to the bathroom, come over here, turn on the computer, set everything up, and try and go live right around 4 o'clock. Usually it's a few minutes after. Oh, yes, yes, I did that, but I only showed you from like here up, so you didn't see it. I'm giving you a little bit of V-neck today, or I usually do, I guess, because I wear a lot of these shirts. Yeah, no, it's not Twitch. Yeah, check the title. The title should be updated now. Try and refresh. Yeah, try and refresh because the title should be updated. Oh, Grimsborough, Chapter 9. Great, you're almost to university, I think. Jason, once you get to university, then things start to pick up with a little bit of steam. Oh man, those were fun times. Thinking back to Criminal Case when you guys first got like into it. know, the only issue that I have kind of with Twitch right now is that it doesn't. Again, it's more of a process to get it over to YouTube, and YouTube's where I want to make sure that I put a lot of this stuff, because you guys, most of the user base that watches this stuff is on YouTube, not Twitch. So. So Jason, just history lesson from a criminal case. So this is season 8, I believe. Season 1, which you're in, a university, all of a sudden the crime cases become more vibrant. In season 1, it's it's a very good first season for them. Obviously, I believe it gets a lot better. So once you get to university, things start to pick up quite a bit. In terms of like visuals, they're brighter. It's easier to click on things. I remember the first couple of cases, it was very difficult to click on things. No, it's not 120 for me. It's 420 for me. 422. There's a lot of criminal case pages out there. I encourage you to search some of them out. But also be careful, because if you're playing the game, there a lot of those places will spoil. So very careful in joining some of those places, because they'll definitely spoil. And thanks for letting us know that you're here, because I'll make sure not to spoil other seasons. No, the artist, I don't think the artist appears until, I think maybe the 3rd or 4th district. I think it's past university that Kathy, the artist, appears. But yeah, you're gonna get into some fun for sure. It's fun to know that people still are finding the game and enjoying it. Yeah. I definitely think that this game, for sure, yeah, those first like 20, maybe even 30 cases, just it took a while to get going. Like, it took a while for it to get to where it's at now. So once you get there, it's awesome, and it's kind of smooth sailing. So you're getting there. Anything in terms of how you beat criminal case, I very much encourage. I think I even made a video about this a really long time ago, but essentially get all stars in the same scene, basically. Very important, because if you bounce around to different scenes, you end up like losing your momentum and knowing where everything is. So I definitely encourage you, while you're playing this, to do all the scenes and get all 5 stars before you move on. So like right here, because I've been playing this one for a bit, I essentially know where everything kind of goes. And it's just very easy for me to click and I get just higher point values and stuff. And along with that, I can't remember on mobile. Maybe you guys can help them out on mobile. But when you're talking about mobile, I can't remember how. You definitely look for add me friends and stuff like that for mobile. because they will give you energy so that you don't have to wait as much. But definitely look for friends. You guys can help them out a little bit in terms of how to get friends and like where to go. But it's definitely, this has got to be down here, I think. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. This is one where I really need that 5 extra hints for sure. Because shuttlecock, how do I not know where that is? Oh, there it is. Okay. Because like when you first get into a scene like this, you're not going to know where anything is. Wine, weather vane's got to be up here. Are they thinking wine bottle or glass? It's a bottle. Coffee cup, flask, peacock feather, paper plane. Okay. See, I needed that extra combo frenzy just to start getting more and more. Supernatural Investigations was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. But they're usually like a month delayed from when it actually ends. Watering can, there's the eye, red roses, weather vane. See, I'm already doing better in terms of finding things. ID badge. Needle. Sunglasses. Hairbrush. Telescope. Powdery. Paint can. Oh, it's over there. Nice. Yeah, I mean, definitely using Paris as a backdrop, these scenes have been very, very pretty. Hey, Anita. My heel, umbrella, apple, weather vane. There's the paper airplane, graffiti, milkshake, cat, moon, fashions, potato chips, cigarette pack, doll, butterfly. Yeah, usually they get those out. And they're getting out a little bit faster, but I know with most likely with COVID stuff, my guess is their plans have been a little bit delayed. Just a thought. I mean, as crazy as it is, as much as I love this game, I've kind of enjoyed the every 2 weeks. It's nice to have a week off, but then again, at the same time, with my work, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. to do deployments multiple times a week, so we're doing quite a few deployments, especially since cases have started to ramp up, especially here in Arizona. There's a lot of things that we're doing from our side, since I work for a hospital. So a lot of things we're doing from our side to really accommodate the multiple changes. Hmm. Where's the ashtray, guys? Where's the ashtray? I don't see it. That's the other thing, is I might be able to grab the stars too, because I have, you know, energy basically. Oh, hey Joe. I'll use you. I didn't want to use you until you hopped on the call. I'll do that next time. Actually, Joe, let me know what your level is. Yes, this one, the faster you go, the better, the more stuff you can find. Yeah, for sure. And this is another one, huge. Make sure you're playing this all in one go. Don't switch scenes, or else you're gonna lose your train of thought. You're not gonna get stuff as fast. So you'll see here that I've gotten better and better at finding things. But if I switch over and come back, I'm not going to be as fast. I'm not going to collect as much stuff. So very, very important that when you do scenes, you do all 5 stars at once. Okay, 692. Gotcha. When's that next time? That was a good one. Yeah, see, and so some people like to do this scene before they do this scene. I like to do this scene because it makes this scene incredibly easy for me. Just for me. But to each their own. Oh, there you are, past you. There we go. Yeah, I would love to get some new pets because I maxed out that one pet, so I'd love to start getting another pet. There's just none in the first district that I wanted to get. I actually could have, but I need cash. I don't want to get cash. Try not to make that sneeze too loud for you guys. I was able to hold it back. Which probably means there's going to be a sneeze at some point that I can't control. Yep. Yep. Unfortunately, my name, Facebook had a cracking down, it seems like a couple years ago probably, where you couldn't use a fake name. So I used to be Ace, but now I have to use my real name. Not the worst thing in the world, but it's not as much fun. I like to be able to use, you know, a pseudonym or. It's probably been a while. It's probably been 3 or 4 years, would be my guess, that I've had to switch over. Perfect. Sweet. let's move on. All right, folks, but you need to let's examine the sample garment. So we have NLO, right? NLE, PRI, prints. There you go. The name of this sample garment is N the Prince. That's Naomi the Prince, the supermodel. You must have been living under a rock if you haven't heard of her. Mademoiselle Le Prince might just have been the most attractive woman I've ever laid eyes on. I can't believe. I mean, we will get to talk to her. Most attractive? You weren't in supernatural investigations. There's some attractive women there. A lot of attractive women in these games, so you just haven't been out as much as we have. Are you the person called in the murder, Monsieur Pilsner? Yes, I came in after hours to work on Shore's Fashion Week collection, and that's when I found Beatrice, lifeless and bleeding all over the dress that was supposed to close the show. You mentioned when you called that Beatrice was on an apprentice seamstress here at Shore. Do seamstresses usually try on the clothes they're working on? Oh, quite a question. Of course not. That dress was priceless, not to mention that it took months to make. And now, I no longer have a final look for this week's show, all because Beatrice decided to play dress-up. Of course he seems more concerned about his collection than his employee's death. Monsieur Pilsner, did Beatrice ever mention having any enemies or feeling in danger? I don't know anything about my underlings' lives. Beatrice and I sometimes cross paths on the rooftop terrace, but I never actually spoke to her. Thank you, Monsieur Pilsner. Sir Agent Ace and I will need to take a look around that rooftop. "5 years ago, I had to switch my name. Dang, that's a long, long time. Mademoiselle the Prince, I'm Officer Mercier, and this is Secret Agent Ace. We're delighted to make your acquaintance. Oh, police officers. What a shame you're not in uniform. I always found that attractive. Well, I'm sure that can be arranged. I mean, Secret Agent Ace is right. We're here to investigate the murder of an apprentice seamstress who worked for Chior. Her name is Beatrice Sanchez. Did you know her? Beatrice is dead? Oh, la pauvre. I had a few fittings with her for the dress I'm wearing in the Chior show. She was a darling thing. I can't imagine you'd want to hurt her. I'll do anything I can to help your investigation, Secret Agent Ace. Please take my number. Merci, Mademoiselle Le Prince. I guarantee that we'll be in touch. Oh, I'm sure it was Naomi Campbell. No, Naomi Campbell is the reference there for sure. Don't disagree with that for a second. First thing that came to my mind, just because she was a very famous model. Oh, see, there's obviously something new. Short photo. Obviously, there's the bloody veil, so let's get the moon, graffiti, lemon tree, flat girl, and then the bloody veil. Boom. Got another star. What? Lars, this is Shore's rooftop terrace. Very intimate indeed, no? We know the victim spent time up here, so let's see the clues you found. And this veil matches the dress the victim was wearing. I should imagine that must be her blood on it, too. Killer must have brought the veil here up after the murder. Can you collect a sample of the blood? Put that photo back together while we're here. That cat, super creepy. Oh, who is she friendly with? Do I know this person? I don't think I do. Their pictures are sometimes a little bit different than what they are. Well, that's certainly our victim in the photo ace. The photo was taken at a party at this very rooftop. But who's the woman next to her? Let's run the photo through our database to see if we can find a match. Okay, so maybe she isn't someone that we've come across. Well, What we're also doing is we're also looking at criminal case, which is at 8 season, like 500 cases. Each of those have had at least like 5 individuals or people that have been included. So when you're looking at what 500 times 5, so you're looking at 2,500 character models. Character models at least that they've had. They're bound to reuse some. He must get his blood from the veil to Enzo immediately. I think that's your hair because of the earrings. Nope. Nope, this one. Nope, this one. Candy Woo. One of the photo art victims by the name of Candy Woo. According to our database, Candy's the head seamstress at the Chore workshop. This means our victim might have been her apprentice. Ace, let's call Mademoiselle Woo to the workshop for questioning. Do it. What's up, Candy Woo? Here, the cops that came as quickly as I could. I can't believe that Beatrice is dead. If you don't mind, we have a few questions for you. You're the head seamstress here at Chore, is that correct? It's correct. Part of my job is mentoring a few select apprentices who I think might have what it takes to make it. Fashion is a cutthroat industry, secret shades. You need more than just talent. It takes blood, sweat, and tears to master the art of haute couture. Beatrice had both talent and the work ethic to boot. She could have gone far if she hadn't been cut down in her prime. I'm so shocked. In Chapter 1, everybody has only nice things to say about her. Let's wait till to the last case, right? Or to Chapter 2, and then it starts to come out. Ace, this well-dressed corpse got me thinking, what are your thoughts on marriage? Can't imagine being a one-woman myself, or even a one-woman woman, for that matter. Why limit yourself? Alright, Nadia, I don't know. There's a lot to be said for having someone to come home after a long day. Anyway, what can you tell us about the body we found? Well, firstly, I have no idea how this girl thought she fit into a size 0 dress. Her ample derriere positively split it apart. Secondly, Ace's assumptions were correct. The victim was stabbed in the chest with a sharp object. Further examination of traces of frothy instant coffee and milk on her victim's wrist, and serves on her stomach. I can only conclude that your killer left it there when they checked her pulse. That means you're looking for a killer who drinks whipped coffee. Anyone who puts milk in coffee is a criminal in my book. Let's catch this whipped coffee drinking killer. And Jason, I know that you're new to this. Never do elite mode. There's no benefit to it. Just waste your energy. So, no, I don't do elite modes. Oh, a topless selfie. Should I do it? Oh, Ace, I didn't see you coming in. Is that a lady you're messaging by any chance, Enzo? Is that for Ooh, Lola du Maurier. Let's just say we've been exchanging messages. Bref, let's talk about the blood. Oh, nice. Well done, Enzo. Well done. Confirmed that it was your victims, which means it was your killer who left the veil on the rooftop after the murder. The blood contained traces of cuticle oil from the nail brand POI. Your victim's nails were atrocious, which means it must have come from your killer. POI cuticle oil, you say? That's what manicures give their clients to use between sessions. I often use it myself. Exactly. Ace, you're looking for a killer who manicures. Or a killer who might have manicured nails, but they certainly don't have clean hands, Ace. I do not manicure my nails, never have, probably never will these days. Hey, Ace, let's go over what we know so far. Oh, I already know what we know so far. Sergeant Ace, I have a lead. What is it, Brigadier Bonnet? I found your victim's address. Ooh, we get to go to her house. Perfect. I'll see you guys in Chapter 2 after I grab some stars with Virginia's 80. Over and out. How much more time? We have 16 minutes to grab the rest of these stars. Perfect. Thanks, Addie. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow for sure. Again, I'm sorry, I totally spaced on that happening. actually, I need to use this combo frenzy for this one. This is by far the worst. I really wish they would get rid of this scene, or at least move it back to the way it was, like in Grimm's Row and the earlier stuff, where the things were missing on the same side, basically. It's annoying when they have them missing on like both sides. Boom. See, this is exactly what I need here, because this is my least favorite. Having a 6x on this scene to hopefully get me through it quicker is awesome. Yeah, I don't really know. I do have a contact there, but I don't know if they'll give me that information. Yeah, Joe, you know very well, I have not gotten a combo frenzy in like 6 or 7 cases. This has been nice. Try your panties. That's interesting. Yep. If you guys ever want to join the Discord, it is a happen in Discord. You guys do a lot of work. I am very rarely in it. I will be absolutely honest with you. But it's a very busy one. So if you guys definitely, like Criminal Case, want to chat with a whole bunch of really nice people, definitely join that Discord. You guys made that Discord crazy, man. There's so many threads. It's so hard for me to like. It's so hard for me to keep track of everything. Because a lot of times, for me right now, and it kind of I think always was that way, but at least like now that you're working from home, I mean, I spend a lot of time communicating with people for my work, and so I work usually from like 7 a.m. to like 4 p.m. How many hours is that? That's like 9 hours. That's pretty good. So not too crazy. But I'm not driving 2 hours a day to get to work, which is really nice. But it also means that I can do more with work and get more stuff done. I do not remember when happy hours used to run half a day. Seems crazy. I mean, I'm sure you're right. It's just been so long since it happened. I'm sure that I'm like, it doesn't seem. Yeah, see, I'm cruising through this. Yeah. Yeah, just catching up on conversations and stuff is just so hard with my workload and, you know, trying to get as much stuff done. And being a Scrum Master, project lead, where I'm at right now, I'm spending a lot of my time training other people. So, you know, when I finally have like a little bit of a break, usually, it just always it always happens that somebody gives me a call and is like, hey, can you teach me to do this? Hey, can you teach me to do that? This is just one of those things where it's good to always be busy. Oh, keys, I'm missing keys. What else am I missing? Oh, the trash can. Perfect. You're welcome. Enjoy you being here for the first time. Always fun. Okay, lots of stuff missing down here, obviously. Oh, 99%. That's right. Yeah. I mean, what I've done is I do video chat every time I go on a call, for the most part. So it's nice for me to feel like I'm seeing people. Other people I work with usually don't show their videos, which kind of, I think it's lame. Anyways, when I'm talking with them, I just see their picture like on Teams or Skype or whatever we're using, and it's nice to pretend like I'm seeing them face to face. We're very close to chapter 2 because now that I'm getting the 6X, I'm going to be cruising through this stuff, especially this one. Because you'll notice right here, like even right now, like I've already grabbed a star, almost 2 stars with the combo frenzy and also doing the time attack. I know where everything is, and it gets so much quicker. So we're probably like 3 stars away, probably like 5 minutes away. Yep, now 2 stars away. See, it's just, for me, doing it this way is really nice because it goes really quick. Eddie. Well, I will say that not everybody has their own office. Now that they're working from home, I'm lucky enough to have my own office. And not everyone is as clean cut as I am right now. You know, because in Arizona especially, a lot of things are shut down. I just so happen that our neighbor essentially cuts my hair, so she can cut my hair, and yeah, I like to be awake. something I definitely encourage people and people that I coach is, and they don't always do it because I'm like, it's whatever you're comfortable with, but if you make it a point to always go on camera for like meetings and stuff, what you're gonna find is that you are more engaged. And so I mean, again, there's times where I'm doing other stuff and I'm on a meeting, but at least they see that I'm doing other stuff, you know. So when you're not on it, you could be doing whatever, and people just can think that you're not interested and stuff. So I'm always trying to show people that I'm engaged 100% when I'm on a call with them. Because I learned at a very early age in my career that perception is reality, and people want you to give them 100%. And it's better to give 100% of 5 tasks than 50% of 10 tasks. They both add up to the same amount of time, but the delivery is widely different, and the perception on you is widely different. So people just ask me sometimes, like, how do you get as much stuff as you get done? And I go, is you learn to automate a lot of your job. So after 3 months, after 6 months, I'm going to be there a year and a couple months. I've been able to automate and train a lot of other people to help facilitate and do a lot of some of my job, so that I could do other jobs. So I'm taking on more responsibilities, but also delegating and training other people so that there's things that they can do, and it also helps them because they gain the knowledge, right? So it's not just me who gains the knowledge. Anyways. Alright folks, Virginia's Idiot, we are back. Let's head on to chapter 2, grab enough stars. And yes, what's up, Leah? Your victim's address, thank you. Send the details to your phones. Good work, Brigadier Bonnet. Oh, Bonnet. Let's go investigate the victim's homies. Let's do that. Now I should kind of know where everything is. Should is the optimal word right now. Yep, that's obviously a clue. A faded notepad, I guess that's obviously going to be a clue. It's right here. And the grocery bag and smartphone. Smartphone that's locked. Boom. Boom. Bonjour, Ace. Walking up those 7 flights of stairs to the victim's apartment was hard work. I'm sweating. These small chambres de bonne, as we call them, are former servants' quarters. They're always on the top floor, usually without an elevator. These days, they're mostly rented by students and low-income workers. Evidently, being an apprentice at Shure doesn't pay well. Anyway, that phone you picked up must be the victim's. Can you unlock it? Let's put those middle pieces back together before we recover the writing on that note. I wonder, is there anyone in chat from Paris? Italy, anywhere? I mean, Pretty Simple is located in Paris, so I'm going to think that everything that goes on here is pretty darn accurate, because they literally are oh, that's not right. This one's right. It's like, it's the greatest thing of what do you call it? I don't know. Ace, if there's any images on the victim's phone, I mean, I'll find it. Research. That's what I mean. Research for these things. They don't need research. They just live it. I guarantee this apartment looks like somebody's apartment that works at Pretty Simple. Okay. I wonder. It's a bottle opener? What is this? Oh, cigar cutter. Okay. Ace, the insignia on that cigar cutter is that of mob head honcho Antoine Macaron. What would a mobster be doing at the home of an apprentice seamstress? Let's ask Macaron to explain himself. Maybe he got his stuff tailored by her because she was really good. Well, Zachary, where in Canada are you? Are you in the Vancouver area or are you in like the Toronto, Ontario, Canada? Two completely different places. I used to work with people in both areas, so they definitely have it's not just Canada. It's like East Coast Canada and West Coast Canada. Anyways, this note appears to have been left by a gentleman Ace. It says, "Thank you for a wonderful evening, mon petit chou." Signed by a certain Valentin Faure. How curious that he should have written his full name. Well, to each their own, I suppose, but if this Valentin was romantically involved with their victim, then we must question a Ace. Wow. Hello, Amelia. Did you have any luck with the victim's phone? I don't find anything of interest at first, but I checked her Quick Quack account. Quick Quack? What on earth is that? Social media app where young people share video clips. Take a look at what your victim posted. Quick Quack. Lols. Okay, let's try pinning the dress at the waist. Ouch, you caught me with the pin, you imbecile. Oh, I'm sorry, Naomi. I didn't mean to. Let's see how you like being hurt. Ouch. Yeah, we just saw her throw a stiletto at her victim for accidentally pricking her with a pin. Yes, so did the 70,000 people who watched Beatrice's video on Quick Quack. Naomi saw that she had the perfect motive to kill Beatrice. It'd be such a shame if we had to arrest her. I only just got her phone number. But you're right, Ace. Duty calls. We must question Naomi LePrince about this video. Quick Quack. Almost more catchy than TikTok. Secret Agent Ace Officer Mercier. Always a pleasure. What can I do for you? You can tell us what your cigar cutter was doing in Beatrice Sanchez's room. Why so accusing, Officer Mercier? Mademoiselle Sanchez rents one of the many apartments I own. Why do you ask? Because we found her murdered at her workplace earlier today? Zut. Mademoiselle Sanchez is dead? What a shame. She always paid on time and kept the place clean. But no matter, this is Paris. I'll have 50 people lined up to replace her by the time I've drunk a cup of whipped coffee. Probably true. Rent in Paris is probably pretty high, would be my guess. Bonjour, Faure. We're investigating the murder of Beatrice Sanchez. I believe you knew her. Beatrice is dead? That's terrible. What was your relationship with the victim? Well, Beatrice and I have been on Timber. We've been on like a couple of days, but things were going well. This is great. And when was the last time you saw her? Last weekend. We met in a cafe, and I got whipped coffee, and she had a cup of tea. And then, well, one thing led to another, and we ended up back at her place. Might sound silly, but I really thought Beatrice might be the one. Secret Agent Ace. I can't believe she's just gone. I'm sorry for your loss, Monsieur Faure. But if we have any more questions, we'll be in touch. Kick cock. That's probably why they didn't choose it. Naomi LePrince. Mademoiselle LePrince, you claimed your relationship with Beatrice was cordial when we spoke to you earlier, but the video she posted on KickCock suggests otherwise. Boy, that video. Still can't believe Beatrice posted it. You know what they're saying about me in the press? That I have anger management issues? I spent years reading Flam magazine, dreaming of one day being on the cover. And now my agent says I might lose everything I've worked for, all because I hurt some apprentice's feelings. So you killed Beatrice for revenge for hurting her career, is that it? No, I fantasized about throwing my piping hot whipped coffee in her face, or clawing her eyes out with my freshly manicured nails. But I couldn't risk doing any more damage to my career. Well, Mademoiselle LePrince, if we discover that you let your rage get the better of you, it'll cost you more than just your career. Hey, since we know the code passed to the rooftop of the victim's workplace, I say we take another look there. Now, by far the best translation, and they still use it to this day, was apple to pear. The fact that they used a pear for all of their Apple products is hilarious, and it was great. I still think that's the best, and they still use it to this day. There's the beer bottle, and then the beret right up here. Perfect. Oh, that's right, I didn't get the 6X now. It says writing pad has suggestions for Beatrice written on it. I'm curious. Can you back some of those flakes to see what it's all about? If you wish to search those throw pills, then go ahead, Ace. Beatrice Sanchez killer won't elude us for much longer. Well, it's technically still only chapter 2, so they'll elude us for a little bit longer. But we're gonna get closer. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to have a streaming platform called Switch. Oh my gosh, why is this taking so long to scoop up? This vacuum is not powerful at all. Whoa. He's vacuuming with those flakes reveal a sketch of our victim and all those suggestions for cosmetic surgery procedures. The horrible feeling of these suggestions were unsolicited. Ace, let's put those flakes on the microscope so we can ask the culprit themselves. Ooh, I think it's the boss. I think it's the boss. Forget his name. W's instead of M&M's. Yeah. W and W's. Are you really a lumberjack dog? Excellent work, Ace. That reasonable cock can be found among propellers covered in blood. We know the killer came up here after the murders and that they enjoyed coffee. Might that blood on the cup be our victims? Enzo will know. Oh, criminal space. That was a good one too. It's pretty funny. Everyone is beautiful. Brooke, those flakes you collected from the writing pad are calendar, Ace. We know that you're designer Charles Pilsner goes everywhere with his cat. Why does your Pilsner produce distasteful sketch of our victim? We had better ask him about it. Personally, I am someone that plastic surgery is a complete turnoff for me. Anyone that has plastic surgery, I like them better before, basically. So I am different. I'm sure there's other people that like people with plastic surgery. I do not. So Enzo, was the blood in that reusable coffee cup our victims? Yeah, it was a match, and that's not all. I found remnants of whipped coffee inside the cup, confirming that it belongs to your killer. Ah, so our killer murdered Beatrice and then took their coffee up to the rooftop to finish it. People do strange things when they're in such a state, Ace. Anyways, I was intrigued by the design of the cup, so I decided to see if I could identify it. I discovered there's a limited edition design given out to subscribers of Flamme, the fashion magazine. And so your killer must be a reader, Ace. Come on, when the fashion district, everyone's going to be a reader. You're right, Ace. Naomi LaPrint mentioned reading with Flamme, and Charles Pilsner has been a guest editor, so he must too. I'll add it to the profiles. Literally everyone. Bonjour, Pilsner. Can you explain the sketch you made of Beatrice? The sketch is self-explanatory, is it not? I like my employees to be attractive enough to grace the cover of a magazine. Beatrice fell short of my standards. She suggested that she undergo cosmetic surgery. That seems rather extreme. I don't see what the big deal is. I see my surgeons often as I visit my manicurist. Beatrice got hysterical, claiming I'd called her unattractive. I tried to explain that there's no such thing, only those who are naturally beautiful and those that need a little help. Do you know what Beatrice replies to originates? That I was ugly inside and out. Oh, so you responded by stabbing her to death, did you? I don't think so. I simply planned to wait until she made a mistake so that I could fire the insolent creature. That's exactly what I think he did. Yep. Ace, there's been a development in the investigation. What is it, Chief? Someone broke into your victim's apartment. Oh, that's not good. I wonder if it was her lover. It's always the lover. Anyways, guys, I'm going to grab a couple stars. I'll see you guys right back here. This is Pitching Ace 8. Over and out. Alright, guys. We just got to get 10 stars. Oh, man, that 6X combo is so nice. Bleach. Toast. Zebra. Oh. Okay. Much better. I don't like sitting down for a long period of time. Bananas. Oh. Oh, you know what I watched the other day? Anyways, because I just got this, the songs and the beat are in my head, but I watched Hamilton. I don't want to ruin it for people that haven't seen it, but it was a good musical for sure. I'm so glad because we would never be able to go to like the theater to watch it, but it was fun to watch it on Disney Plus. Like you know, they showed the stage production. I thought it was really good. And I know it's more of a, you know, obviously an American guy, you know, stuff. But I'm just curious how outside the United States, if you guys like Hamilton. Oh, Rachel, you've seen it live? That's crazy. It probably is better, even way better live, but still. I think my favorite song. I have to watch it again, or at least listen to the soundtrack. Um, but My Shot, I think, is probably one of my favorites. I like the. I think probably My Shot. I mean, obviously the opening song, Alexander Hamilton. I love the last cadence of it, where they go through each person and they say how they relate to Hamilton. I enjoy that. Dude, everybody back then was a jerk. Of course, I glorified some of those people. most of the founding fathers, I mean, I think almost all of them were slave owners, so it's not like they had a great mindset of this stuff. So it's not like it was a good thing, but still, it's interesting. Well, I know it's going to be interesting because, like, my family loves musicals, and I'll bet you they will not like Hamilton. One, because of like the language. They don't like language and anything, so they don't really like that stuff. But the big thing that I think that they're gonna not like is they don't like the rapping of it, and I loved that. I've seen so many musicals, and they're all like they just when they sing, there's just a certain bravado that they do with it, and to have it being like a rap thing, it was really cool to see. Just like and burn. Again, there's a couple of really cool scenes, a couple of cool songs. Um, My Shot kind of reminds me of like uh, what is it? Remember? Oh, no, no, which you have one shot to see the movie. You never let it go. So never let it go. This is my one shot to get a chance of love. Shoot, what's the Eminem song that was in the movie? I'm singing it, but I don't remember the actual name of the song. You got one shot. Chance to love. What? What's that song from Eminem? Remember the name? Oh, is that? No, that's not it. Come on, what's it? Lose Yourself. No, no, no. Is that it? Yeah, that's right. Lose Yourself. That's what I like. Yeah, Lose Yourself. That's right. Yeah, Lose Yourself. Right. I'll look it up, and thanks to Zach for doing it. But yeah, I feel like My Shot and like Lose Yourself are similar in the vein. Like I love that you know underdog story of like working hard and just putting it all out there. Like that's definitely me in the sense of like I work really hard and I just do everything I can to just be the best that I can be. And you just gotta take a chance. So I like it. I gotta start listening to it a little bit more. I try to listen to it while I'm at work, like in the background, but I end up paying attention to the lyrics too much, and it distracts me from my work, so it's hard for me to do that. But no, for sure. I mean, anyways, again, being from the United States, Hamilton, you know a little bit more about him than you probably do outside of the States. And more about the area, obviously, like the time, the era, all that stuff. So there's more things that we know than because we just get taught it when we grow up, like in school and stuff. But but anyways, really fun musical. It was really long too. I think it was like 3 hours or something. But maybe it's because I'm not used to musicals and stuff. But um, yeah, just really fun musical. Yeah, Disney Plus is not free, but it's not that expensive either, honestly. But we also have boys, so we're on Disney Plus a lot. Shoot, we watched. They were in a Coco thing for like 3 months. I've seen Coco probably at least 100 times, no joke. That's how many times I've seen it. I'm not twerking. I can't twerk. No. Our dancing is like jumping up and down. When we dance, that's all we do is we jump up and down. It's about the most movement and rhythm you'll see out of me. My boys have much better rhythm than me. Do not have good rhythm at all. It's March. Anyways, and I like songs, or at least like songs, movies, or whatever that are like feel more empowering and stuff. I don't know. You guys can have like your own opinions, but at least from Hamilton, whether or not it's completely accurate or not, I mean it's a play, so it's not going to be completely accurate. But it does seem to me like it's a very like powerful, you know, a confident type, discussion and stuff that, um, and the songs are usually all powerful, which I really like. Um, it reminds me a lot of, oh my goodness, back is killing me. Injured my back while picking up my kids. Anyways, it reminds me of The Greatest Showman, which I really enjoyed The Greatest Showman, because again, a lot of the songs are positive. And if I'm gonna watch a show or I'm gonna do anything, I like there to be some positivity. That makes sense. And so, Sagrika, I'm assuming you're in India. I mean, let me know if I'm correct. Oh yeah, well this is me. Never enough is great. never, never, never. And honestly, even the first song, This is the Greatest Show. Oh, there's a perfume. Because you only have so much time in school. Why would anyone in another country care about what happens in America? Not that important. But same thing for us. I don't know anything that's happened. That I know some things that happen in England, so I'll give you that. We have some knowledge of that, but not much. But outside of that, any other country, we don't learn about anything. Not in school, anyways. But that makes sense. I mean, why do you spend all of your time on something that's not necessarily your stuff? But at the end of the day, when you get older, you start to be curious about the stuff, so you start learning a little bit more. Yeah, and have you seen the girl who actually sings Never Enough in like real life? Gorgeous. The Mrs. and I were talking about this. This is the person. I don't know why she's not more famous. She's very pretty. I have no idea. And with that voice, I have no idea why she is not doing more things from a singing perspective. I would totally listen to her voice. I mean, that is a powerful voice. It's a great song. That's a powerful voice. She needs to come out with more songs and be included in more stuff for sure. I mean, not necessarily the looks should play a part in it, but like the fact that they haven't marketed her, like a lot of times they like to market people on based on their looks, and her look is a good one. Anywho, quarantine's going great for me. I love quarantine. I love social distancing. I don't like people for the most part. I like staying at home and not doing anything, or spending time with family and doing stuff like that. So I love quarantine. Now, my boys, the misses, they dislike quarantine a lot. They want to get the heck out of Dodge and just do anything. See, and I was great at online learning because I hated the thing that I didn't like. Gosh, this is gonna sound. I'll just say it and then I'll apologize afterwards. But in school, for the most part, teachers teach to the lowest common denominator. I was never the lowest common denominator. I would get extremely bored in class because I would catch on to things fairly quickly, and I would be moving on. I'd want the new subject. I'd want to learn more stuff, and the teacher was teaching to the lower 50% of the class. And I was a straight A student, 4.0 GPA, all A's. You know, school was boring for me because when you teach to the lowest common denominator, you're able to do really well. And at times teachers would like curve grade, so they'd want to make it like better, so I'd always be at the top, so my like 90 or my A would end up being an A plus because she'd move everybody's grades up so that it looked better. Oh yeah, completely different. Introvert versus extrovert, 100%. I am an introvert through and through. Due to Junior having autism, and obviously sitting in through a lot of the diagnosis, working back and forth with him, seeing him grow, but also seeing him struggle in certain areas, I would bet money I have some form of mild autism, for sure. I have so many idiosyncrasies that I have covered up over time and through experience. You see me in earlier videos, for sure, I had some you know, abnormalcy. But the more and more you do this, the more and more you get comfortable, you can start to grow out of some of that stuff, or at least find your niche. So, anyways. Alright folks, with Chickens 88, we're back. Let's head on to chapter number 3. We know we've heard. So let's go back to the victim's apartment where it's been broken into. I would bet you, honestly, a lot of these gamers, especially on YouTube or Twitch, have some form of like autism, or they're introverts. They don't really like it. They may fake that they like to go out, but most of them really like to stay indoors. Come on. I'll bet you most of them do. Oh, I forgot to hit the plus. Gosh darn it. Alright. I've never been diagnosed with autism. My son has, and my sister has it. So they're on the mild forms, obviously, on mild forms, but they're on at least the spectrum. I believe it, and my mom probably has some form of it, so I believe I have some form of it, but I've never been diagnosed. But honestly, when people look at, like if you ask me like what are some of the symptoms or responses, I fit every one of those to a T. Don't be sorry, because he's a genius in other areas. So it's just, again, all autism is for the most part is you take your experience and you shift it to somewhere else. So his social skills and his communication skills are not great. However, he's one of the smartest 4 or 5-year-old kids I've ever met in terms of his comprehension and understanding and learning. So there's a trade-off there. And with a lot of therapy that he's gone in since he was like 2 years old, he's actually grown and gotten a lot better. And the more and more you put these kids, I think if you diagnose or understand that a little bit earlier on, they're better to at least lead a more normal life, basically. So. It seems safe to assume that lockpicking cake belongs to our intruder. Can you recover the fingerprints? Ask for that gift box. We should open the lock and see what's inside. And we'll combine those other pieces for something. And again, he is on the more higher functioning end. So there's obviously people that have much higher forms of autism that obviously have more issues. Obviously with therapy, I feel like he's gotten even better in terms of being high functioning. I think that it's been a tremendous help. And the missus working with him constantly has been a tremendous help. So but to me, autism isn't something to be, it's the same thing as someone being super extroverted and being annoying at being extroverted. It's just something that you got to deal with. It's the way people are. Just got to figure out how to handle things. Hey, there's a pincushion in that gift box, and the resemblance to our victim is uncanny. I don't know about you, but this is giving me voodoo vibes. Who would have sent this to our victim? And those are Candy Woo's initials on the bottom, but why would she have sent this to her apprentice? Let's ask her. Let's talk to her about that. I'm very curious. Mademoiselle Wu, can you explain this pincushion you sent to the victim bearing her likeness? Well, I'm not proud of what I did, Secret Janae. Beatrice got me in trouble at work. See, a seamstress job is to make the designer's vision come to life, and nothing more and nothing less. But Beatrice got in her head that Charles' designs could be improved and made a bunch of alterations without telling me. When I presented the garments to Charles, he lost his mind. He accused me of underestimating his genius and suggested I was trying to sabotage his show. There's no talking to him when he's like that, so I just kept quiet and sipped on my whipped coffee while he yelled. After I went for my manicure appointment, I was so angry, but I couldn't even focus on the article I was reading in Flamme magazine as I waited, and that's when I decided to send Beatrice that pincushion. But I felt terrible about it ever since Secret Janae. I can't believe I was so immature. I don't think you are. And that's actually another thing, Joe, is at least in the States, again, my thing is only in the States, but Asperger's is what my sister had, and they're removing that from a diagnosis, at least in the States. So at this point, Asperger's and autism, Asperger's is no longer a thing, autism is a thing. So people that have had Asperger's is usually very mild, so they're actually putting them at like the high functioning part of autism, but they're still saying it's autism. I believe most of the time they do it, and I would have to look this up, is because if Asperger's kind of got the rap of, oh, you're just normal, don't worry about them. But then you put it in the autism bucket, and then people start to have more sympathy for you for whatever dumb reason, right? And I'm sure you can relate to that, Joe. Is that if you say Asperger's, you're like, oh, you're fine. But if you said, hey, I've got autism, but I'm pretty high functioning on it, they have some sort of a different mental state about it. And I've experienced that with Junior, is when I tell people that, they're like, oh my gosh. But when I first initially said Asperger's, they were like, oh, okay. And it's like, it's just silly, I mean, it's the same thing basically, but just calling it something different puts things in different people's minds of like what it looks like. So, they see like Rain Man or something like that. But either way, it's a challenge, but it's something that you can work through for sure. This keyring belongs to Valentine Faure, the gentleman our victim was dating, but it says happy 3rd anniversary on it. Whoa. According to Valentine, he and Beatrice have only been on a few dates. Something doesn't add up here. We need to question him again. So the U.S. didn't add Asperger's to the autism spectrum. They just eliminated Asperger's from the autism spectrum. It was always on there, but it was a subcategory of autism, and they have removed it. So it's not at all. You will not hear, I think probably for the past 5 to 10 years, you will not hear Asperger's as being any type of a symptom in the United States. It's just not done. So Asperger's has been stricken from the vocabulary on anyone that's been diagnosed. So even if you were diagnosed with Asperger's, if you went back and they checked you out, they would put you under autism because Asperger's does not exist anymore. So that's kind of the difference, I guess. like I said, pretty sure my mom has it. Pretty sure her mom had it. Again, people didn't know what autism was back then, so they were just quirky. My mom and my grandma were very quirky. I'm quirky. We just learned to deal with it, you know. Ace, let's get our intruder's lock and being set to him. Yeah, he'll tell us who the fingerprints belong to. Alright, what's going on, Valentine? 3 years? Bonjour, Faré. You were gushing over your newfound romance with Beatrice when we spoke earlier, so what's this keyring wishing you a happy 3rd anniversary? Alright, you got me. I lied when I said I had feelings for Beatrice. I'm already in a long-term relationship with someone else. I just thought dating Beatrice on the side might help my career. Oh my gosh, your career? What career? Well, exactly. I'm an aspiring actor, but I can't seem to catch a break. The only work I've done is commercials for a local nail salon in exchange for free manicures. So when I saw Flame magazine at the Chiora show after party is always packed with film execs, I became obsessed with scoring an invite. I couldn't believe my luck when I stumbled upon Beatrice's Timber profile and saw that she worked at Chiora. It was all going to plan until Beatrice found that keyring for my girlfriend. She flipped out and said that if I didn't tell my girlfriend that I cheated, she would. Well, Secret Agent Ace discovers that you killed Beatrice's house, so you can be sure your girlfriend will learn of your sordid behavior. You're not going to believe that the fingerprints on this lockpick is that belong to. It's going to be the mob guy. Yep, Antoine Macaron. Wait, Macaron told us that he was Beatrice's landlord. Surely he don't set keys to the apartment. There must be more to this than meets the eye, so we need to question Antoine Macaron. Knew it. Knew it. Knew it. Knew it was the boss. Knew it was the boss man. Macaron, we know you broke into Beatrice's apartment. What were you doing there? Well, it's my apartment, and Beatrice had no right to change the locks. I'm sure she didn't change the locks for no reason, so spill it. Alright. I tried to do a little business with Beatrice, that's all. I asked Beatrice to procure some chore bags for my boys to sell on. In exchange, I'd waive her rent for the month. It was a fair deal, but Beatrice turned it down. She told me that she recorded our call, and if I didn't waive her rent permanently, she'd give the Oh, brother. Oh, brother, don't do that. Don't threaten a mob boss. So you broke in to find the recording after you learned she was dead, but why are you admitting all this? Because Beatrice was bluffing. Without that recording, you don't have enough to charge me. Well, be that as it may, if Secret Agent discovers that you murdered Beatrice, then rest assured you'll end up behind bars. I agree. The more it comes in, the more complicated it is. We learned that our victim fought back against Mobster. Yep, she did a lot of things. Let's go back to the crime scene. Whew. Oh, grapes. Color chart. Small bottle. I don't know what that looks like. Spools of thread. Ah, I'm not going to get anything. Tiara. Spools of thread. I don't know what small bottle means. Oh, there's the PO. Perfect. And then 7 rolls up there. I don't think I'm going to get it. Oh, gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Excellent work, Ace. One of the co has manicures. This cuticle oil must belong to them. If you can collect some of that substance on the bottle, it might lead us straight to them. And we should search the basket of thread, too. We'll leave no stone unturned in our search for Beatrice's killer, Ace. I agree. Well, like I said, I'm not bored in quarantine. My job is very, very busy. And I get to spend more and more time with my family, so I'm definitely not bored. Hey, scissors you found in the basket covered in blood. This might be our murder weapon. Let's send the scissors to Enzo for confirmation. That's a good point, Goat. Is that she, in this one, she actually seemed like she was a decent person. Everyone else was a jerk. And honestly, the fact that she was a nice person in the fashion world probably is what got her killed. And she didn't like being bullied and manipulated, so. Let's get the substance you collect from the killer's cuticle oil to Enzo. I'm guessing it's Fabian or whatever his name is. Alright, what do we got, Enzo? We'll keep you in suspense, Ace. The substance you collected from the killers was a mixture of aluminum, silicate, and sodium carbonate. I don't know what that means, Enzo. Aluminum, silicate, and sodium carbonate are the main components of polished base, more specifically for silver jewelry. Ah, so it's looking more like him. So our killers wearing silver jewelry. Their next accessory will be a pair of handcuffs. Can they be silver handcuffs? Did you break from your messaging your lady friend long enough to take a look at the scissors they sent you? Of course, I'm nothing if not professional, Hugo. Now, not only the scissors consistent with the type of injury suffered by your victim, the blood was a match too. So we got our murder weapon, Ace. Indeed, I want more good news. Your killer must have been injured in the struggle because I identified blood. Is it possible to separate the killer's DNA from your victims? But I can't tell you one thing. Your killer's blood type is A negative. Alright, their blood will run cold when they see us coming. Ace, we have all the evidence we need to arrest Beatrice Sanchez's killer. It's time we bring them to justice. It's gotta be him, right? It's gotta be. Oh no, it's not? It's the model. It's the model. It's Candy Wu? Hold on a second. Oh, she's wearing gold. Oh, wait, she's wearing silver earrings. Is it really Candy Wu? That's weird. I'm just gonna double check, but she is wearing. Wow. I did not anticipate that. Wow. Candy Wu, you're under the arrest for the murder of Beatrice Sanchez. Wait, what? I already told you, I had nothing to do with her death. We might have believed you if we hadn't found traces of your blood on the scissors you stabbed Beatrice to death with. Hid them in a basket of thread before grabbing the blood-soaked veil Beatrice was wearing and fleeing to the rooftop with your cup of whipped coffee. How heartless. You must have had to even think of coffee after robbing someone of their life. I wasn't thinking straight. It was like I was on autopilot. Oh, so you confessed to the murder? Why'd you do it? Because Beatrice made you look bad in front of one of your Pilsner? No, I killed her because she ruined the dress. Now that you know the truth, might as well explain what happened. I forgot my phone in the workshop, so I went back thinking nobody would be there. But there was Beatrice freaking out. She shoehorned herself in the dress and split the seams. Ah, yes, the infamous dress that was supposed to close the show. The whole show was created around that dress, Ace. I worked on it that day and night for months, sewing until my hands bled, and I was too tired to see what I was doing. Then I realized Beatrice had torn it beyond repair. Something in me just snapped. Grabbed a pair of scissors, stabbed her once, then twice, and then I couldn't stop. I don't know what came over me. Well, I'm afraid you'll have to explain your actions to my wife. Oh, I mean, ex-wife, Mademoiselle Wu. You're under arrest. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess 18 years. 18 years, I think. Candy, will you stand before me charged with stabbing Beatrice Sanchez to death? How do you plead? Guilty, Your Honor, but I was overworked and overtired. When I saw what Beatrice had done to my creation, I just lost it. While nothing justifies your actions, I'm willing to accept that you acted out of character due to exhaustion. I was close. As such, I order you to serve a commuted sentence of 15 years imprisonment. I understand. I'll live with the weight of my actions for the rest of my life. If they admit it, if you just admit the sentence is not as bad, this is a life lesson. If you just admit to your wrongdoing, you get a lot less of a sentence. Previously, they were like, I'm not sorry for this, blah, 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 blah. Boom, 35 years. Boom, 35 years. This one, dude, I'm sorry. I was overworked. I was tired. It wasn't in my character, but anyways. But nah. Ace not one but two lives were ruined by Mademoiselle Rue's moment of madness. And to think that it all happened over a dress. If only Beatrice hadn't decided to try it on, she might still be alive. Anyway, our job here is done, Ace. Time to start on the mountain of paperwork. Alrighty. Let's head on to the additional investigations of Change 8. Over and out. Boom, we're back. Easy cutting there. An American Cop in Paris, Part 3. Ace, now the paperwork for the Sanchez case is done, we can finally relax. Hey, Secret Agent Ace, I require your assistance. Looks like I spoke too soon. What can we do for you, Monsieur Pilsner? It's sure. If you don't help me, my beloved fashion house will crumble. I'm not sure how this is police work, but we can help hear you out. Once you're done assisting Monsieur Pilsner, I would like to speak with you and Enzo Ace. Sure thing. I'm telling you, if you admit to the crime, you do less time. Hello, Mr. Pilsner. What can we do for you? You must have my baby, that's what. Is this about your cat again? Too bad, sure. I need you to save our fashion week. The show takes place in 48 hours. Beatrice got herself murdered. I no longer have a closing outfit, nor a head seamstress to make one. Why don't you make one? You used to be one. I started working on a replacement dress, but I won't run out of fabric that I need. I'm sure Beatrice took home the cutoffs. Could you go and fetch them for me, Secret Agent? Anything to save a historic fashion house. We'll head to the victim's apartment to look for the fabric straight away. Yep, I'm telling you guys, admit to your wrongdoings. It will save you in court of law and in life. You wanted to see us, High Commissioner? How many times do I have to tell you kids, call me JP? Anyways, now that I've been thinking about how to be nice to party welcome you and carry to the PPS Ace, I've intended to organize something myself, but the Board of High Commissioners has sprung a last-minute meeting on me. Anyway, Monsieur Pilsner has kindly agreed to allow me to use the rooftop of the chore workshop for a little shindig between colleagues. And I've heard on the grapevine that you have something of a talent for making cocktails, and so I was wondering if you and Ace would take care of the party preparations. Would I like to make cocktails during work hours? Is that even a question? Excellent. And all the party supplies are delivered to the rooftop already. All you need to do is sort them out. Here's some money for a taxi there. Boom, shakalaka. This must be the party supplies I Mr. said you ordered, Ace. You can get that locked, we can start preparing for the party. Nice, we're doing a party this time. Nice. Yep. Joshua, again. Candy was remorseful. That's all these people want. If you're remorseful, it literally kicks down your sentence by like 5 to 10 years, at least. I don't know if that happens in real court a lot, but in criminal case for sure. If you admit to it, you're in much better shape. We'll talk about tiny apartment Ace. I live in places with bathrooms bigger than this back in Los Angeles. Anyway, back to the job at hand. If you think the wedding dress fabric might be in the fabric, then let's search through it. We'll do. Could that be the one? Yeah, it's actually the one. That's not right. It's probably this, maybe? Yeah. Lucky. There we go, there's some drinks. Nice old man was generous with the alcohol. I'll leave this with me. Ace off some cocktails fixed up before you can say Sante. Ah, so there's a skirt. Uh-oh, it's found a fabric in the fabric bin, but it looks like Beatrice had used it to make a skirt. You can't return the fabric to Mr. Pilsner like this. We're gonna need to unpick the seams. Useless with the needle and thread, but Nadia must have a steady hand to sew up cadavers every day. Let's see if she's willing to rescue this fabric for us. Wow. Alright. I don't. Ace, try sipping this cocktail made with the party supplies that the High Commissioner ordered, and tell me what you think. Did I overhear the word cocktail, my dear Enzo? You most certainly did. The High Commissioner asked us to organize a party to officially welcome Ace and Carrie to the team. Let's try it. Oh my gosh, this reminds me of an Adios. Oh my gosh. Oh. Anyways, so there's a drink. At least, again, I don't know if it's actually called this in other places, but they call it an Adios MF. You can guess what the MF stands for, and essentially it's a blue drink, has a ton of cocktail in it. It's actually more so than like a Long Island iced tea, and that thing knocked me out. Like the fact that I remember when, because I just go into with some friends and work friends and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, this is an Adios," and I was like, "An Adios MF." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. That sounds good, like an Adios." Um, and then they gave it to me as blue. I was like, "Oh, this is great. It tasted good. It didn't taste like there was that much alcohol in it." Uh, Wrong. I had 2 of those, and those things knocked me out. I had a fantastic sleep that night. Anyways, we can take a look at those, but it could be a blue one, but if that is an Adios MF, then that is quite a, it is very pungent, for sure. Anyways, give this a try. After this one, I'll bring it up of what's actually in an Adios, and you guys will see it. And I'm pretty sure it's quite a bit of alcohol. Yeah, God, there's enough alcohol in this drink to knock out an elephant. Perfect. Tell the others to join us at the rooftop once our shift is over. Oh man, that was a great night. Hello, Nadia. How'd it go with the skirt? How it didn't take you too long to unpick it? Oh, I didn't do it myself, you funny girl. I have a male friend who enjoys being ordered to do menial tasks. I had him unpick the skirt seams for me. There are people who enjoy being ordered around? Oh, yes. You could say that they derive pleasure of us. Oh, I forgot to mention that we're in a bit of a hurry. If we could just have the fabric, we'll be on our way to see Mr. Pilsner. I didn't say anything bad. I just said MF. It's 2 letters. It's 2 letters. That's all it is. Just 2 letters. But yeah, in short, it's a you could call it an AMF or just an Adios. Here's the fabric you need to finish the dress, Miss Pickle. You're an angel, Secret Janice. The only problem is I no longer have anyone to model the dress. Since Beatrice posted video on Kickcock, Naomi the Prince is refusing to walk in the show. I'm sure she can talk around, but I really must finish this dress. Could you take care of it, Secret Janice? You want us to talk to her in the modeling for your show? I've heard she's kind of scary. Nonsense. You just need to know how to deal with her. I bought her favorite eclairs from La Prouée. They're around here somewhere. Give this to her and she'll be putty in your hands, as you Americans say. Well, if you're sure, Secret James, let's take a look around for sweet treats. Talk to Miss Prince. Maybe we can swipe one for ourselves. Yeah, I'll have an eclair. Thank you very much. prints. I'm gonna have to get a star to move on to the next case. That's fine. Question for you guys. Next case is in 2 weeks, right? Necklace. Let's see. Measuring tape. Paper cups. Belt. Well, I know that that's there. Scarf, pincushion. Eclairs, croissant, stapler. Just don't know where the belt is. Obviously, we'll find it. Oh, duh, the belt's on the mannequin. I should have known that. Ace of box of eclairs looks like it could be a gift Charles Pilsner bought for Miss LaPrince. I wouldn't want to risk making her angry by getting it wrong, but let's recover the tag to make sure. Ma chérie. Ooh. Oh, Ace, we were right. These eclairs are the ones Charles Pilsner wanted us to give to Miss LaPrince. All that's left to see is if we can talk Miss LaPrince into modeling the Chore Show. Let's hope she's nice to us. Miss LaPrince, we're here on behalf of Mr. Pilsner. Charles knows I don't want to talk to him. That is the end of the matter. Well, he asked to bring you this gift, and to let us know that he'd love it if you walked the Chore Show. I already told Charles I'm not. Well, wait, are those the eclairs from La Purée? Ah, delicioso. Does this mean you'll model the dress at the Chore Show? I suppose might as well. Now be gone, Secret Jason. Here are my hairdresser's contact details. You're in desperate need of a trim. There's no way. This look right here, way better than that look. I'm actually very impressed at how I look today. I'm just going to say, I feel like I look really halfway decent. I do not always look like this. You guys well know. Ace, when I came to Paris, I never imagined the legendary Charles Pilsner would need my help to save his show. We found the wedding dress fabric he needed to convince Naomi to model for him. Anyway, where is everyone? Weird. They just got... Oh, that's right. Oh, is it supposed to be a surprise party for her? Maybe. Carrie, Ace, surprise. Wait, what's all this? We thought it'd be nice to officially welcome you and Ace to the PPS with some drinks between colleagues. Or, as we call it here in France, an after work. Not really one for parties, so I won't stay long, but I must say I'm delighted to have the pair of you on the team. You'll learn to let your hair down, Chief. When was the last time you did something fun, like go on a date? Speaking of dates, I have an announcement to make. I finally created a profile on that dating app. I'll toast to that. Cheers, Ace. Well done. Ace, I'm starting to feel at home here in Paris. With you guys by my side, I feel sure I'm going to find my brother. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced our best bet is to try to befriend Eleonora, the daughter of the mobster Antoine Macaron. Well, Ace, I have news on that front. The Janju family is hosting their annual party at their chateau tomorrow. It's the highlight of the year, so Eleonora is sure to be invited. A chance to get closer to finding my brother while partying up in a real-life chateau? Count me in, Ace. I mean, this isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's kind of honestly a fun gig. I mean, outside of obviously the death stuff. Oh, somebody does not have a head. That seems like a problem. I feel like you need a head. I feel like a head's an important part of your life. I mean, it's where you breathe. It's where you eat food. Alright, Now that we did, I should have done that. Why did I do it the first time when I, anyways. Now that we did this, we can unlock. I don't see a head there, so that doesn't look good. Which this is going to say the 23rd. That is correct. Perfect. All right, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you very much. You've been watching 88. Over and out.